Greetings, mathematicians. Whoops. All right, let's take a look. Estimation and reasonable answers. Now, if we look at our objective, I will use benchmark fractions to estimate fractions and mixed numbers. Now, once we have these estimates, and when I say estimate, I mean about, something that's close to. Once we have these estimated fractions and mixed numbers, you will add or subtract and see what your answer should be close to. So read it with me. I will use benchmark fractions to estimate fractions and mixed numbers. Let's look at the key vocabulary that we need to know. There's not a lot here. Let's start with benchmark fraction. This is a term you might have heard. It's going to be a term you're going to hear a lot more of. So if I have my one whole here, I'm going to put in a couple benchmarks. And there they are. I have 0. I have 1/2. I have, since I'm using half, let me go 2/2. I've got my whole. So we want to look at fractions and say, is it closer to 0, closer to half, or closer to 1/2? For instance, the fraction 7/8. If we were to cut this into 8 even pieces, I'll use another Post-it strip to show 7/8. Get my half point pretty accurate. So if I were to show 7/8 here, come through with my highlighter, got 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8. If I look at 7/8, is my 7/8 closer to 0, closer to half, or closer to 1/2? I would say it's closest to the whole. So what I could do is I could say 7/8 is closest to 1/2. And I'm using squiggly equals signs. And that squiggly equal sign right here, this means about. When we use the term about with math, we're talking about an estimate. We're saying 7/8 is about 1/2. So you could think that we're rounding, but we're just saying it's nearest to 1/2 compared to 1/2 or 0. A few other benchmark fractions that can help you along the way would be 1/4 and 3/4. But the ones that are most important are, is it close to 0, close to half, or close to whole? All right, let's see. Another key term that we're going to have to talk about is rounding. Rounding is something you should know before you get to 5th grade. Rounding can be done in a few ways. So if we took a mixed number and we said 2 and 7/8, we already found out that 7/8 is close to a whole, so we're close to the next whole. So if we were counting 1, 2, what's the next whole? It would be 3. So we'd say 2 and 7/8 is about 3. Is it exactly 3? No. That's why we're using the squiggly equal sign, the about. So it's about 3. All right, let's look at a couple examples. And we'll make this video real short today. Let's start with 4/9 plus 5/6. So we want to ask ourselves, is it Is it close to 0, 1/2, or 1 whole? Let's start with 4/9. Are we close to 0? Are we close to half? Or are we close to 1 whole? Now, if we want to know the halfway point of any fraction, we want to take the denominator and divide it by 2. So if I divided, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I had 9 pieces of something, saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I cut that in half right there, this would be my halfway point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, having 4/9, is that closer to 0, closer to half, or closer to the whole thing? What do you think? I think it's closest to a half, so I could say 4/9 is about half. Okay, next up, let's look at 5/6. I'll do another quick drawing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 items, my halfway point is 3. Is 5/6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is 5/6 closest to 0, half, or 1 whole? I think it's close to the whole. So I could say 5/6 is about, and since we have a denominator here of 6, I'm going to go with 6/6. So let's do the math now. Let's bring down 1, because 6/6 is 1. We could say 1 plus a half equals 1/2. So our answer here is going to be close to. It's going to be close to 1/2. All right? And if we wanted to, we could work this out. Let's do it. Let's do it the way that we do know how. 5/6. We're looking for a multiplier. If we think about 6 and 9, the smallest number that they have in common, that's a multiple. 6, 12, 18, 9, 18. I think we're trying to get to 18. So we need fractions of 18. 6 times what is 18? 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Let's move on up. 9 times what is 18? We double it. 9 times 2. So that means the numerator does the same. 4 times 2 is 8. If we add them up now, we can pull them over here. We end up with 23/18. And remember, if the total is 18, let's count up from 18 to 23. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's 5. So our answer is 1 5/18. Now, half of 18 is 9. That would be the true 1.5. So our answer here is, it's close enough. It's pretty close. So when we use estimation, we are making a target. We are aiming. We are getting close to the right answer. So using that squiggly equal sign and our benchmark fractions allow us to get very near the exact answer. So when I look at my answer, I can say, yes, I'm correct. I did all the steps I'm supposed to, but it was also close to my estimate. All right, let's look at another sample. Let's look at a mixed number problem. 2 1/3 plus 5 3/4. Again, we can just round using those benchmarks. Is 1/3 closer to 2 or closer to 3? Now, if we had 2/3, I'd say we're closer to 3. But I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to round it 2, 5 3/4. 2/4 is my halfway point. So that means I'm closer to the bigger number. So I could bring it down. 6. 2 plus 6 is 8. My answer will be close to 8. Now, we can do this a couple of ways. 2 1/3. 5 3/4. And this one is an adding problem, so I can actually go ahead right now and add up my whole number. 2 plus 5 is 7. 3/4 and 1/3. It's not going to work. Times. I'm going to use the other denominator. 3. So I end up with 9/12. 4. End up with 4/12. 4/12 plus 9/12. 4 plus 9 is 13/12. So I actually have an extra whole number. So I can rewrite that. 7 plus 12/12 plus the one that's left over, 1/12, equals 8 1/12. So I'm just a little over 8. My estimate was 8. So using a mixed number, we can look at the fraction and round the whole number. So this would be our rounding example. Now, this might seem like an extra step that's time consuming. It is, but it's going to help you be accurate. And accuracy is crucial when it comes to math. You've got to be all right, and estimating is going to help us figure out where the right answer is near. Remember, when we estimate, we are making a target. We're getting close to the correct answer we're aiming. All right, guys. Good luck, and have a great Friday.